Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. My name is Amni and I am from Satu Al-Hazim. Today I will be telling the fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time, there lived a good king and his queen. They had no children for many years and were very sad. Then one day, the queen gave birth to a lovely baby girl, and they named her Aurora. There was a grand celebration, and all the good fairies in the kingdom were invited. But the king forgot to invite an old fairy. She came to the celebration but was very angry. Soon it was time to gift the baby with special wishes. The good fairy wished her well and said, "May she grow to be the most beautiful girl in the world. She will sing sweetly and dance so well. She will live happily." The good fairies blessed her and gave her beautiful gifts. When it was the old fairy's turn, she said, when the baby is 16, she will touch a spindle and die. The king and queen were in shock and begged the fairy to forgive them and take her words back. But the fairy refused to do so. When the other fairies saw the king and queen crying, they said, "We cannot undo what the old fairy has spoken, but we certainly can make it different. Your child shall not die when she touches the spindle. Instead, she will fall in a deep sleep for 100 years. And then a prince will come along and wake her up." Hearing this, the king and queen were relieved. The king forbade everyone from spinning so that the princess would never touch a spindle. The princess grew up to be a kind girl and helped people in need. When the princess was 16 years old, she was walking in the woods and saw an old lady spinning. "What is this? May I try?" she asked. The old lady said, "Of course, my pretty little child." The princess sat down to spin, and the moment she touched the spindle, she fell to the floor in a deep slumber. The old lady took her back to the palace, and the king and queen laid her and tucked her in her bed. They were very sad and called the good fairies. When the good fairies saw the king and queen crying, they said, "We will cast a spell over the whole kingdom so that the princess would not be lonely after 100 years." 100 years passed, and a prince came from a far-off land. He, along with his servants, crossed many rivers. Once the prince lost his way and got separated from the travelers, he entered the sleeping kingdom and was amazed. Everyone was asleep. The servants, the cats, the cows were all fast asleep and snoring. The prince reached the palace and entered it, but no one moved. Then the prince found the sleeping princess. The prince woke her up. Everyone was waking up one by one. The princess yawned and opened her eyes and said, "Are you my prince?" The prince happy to hear her speak. The prince and princess fell in love. The prince wanted to marry the princess, so they went to ask for permission from the parents. The king and queen arranged for a royal wedding. All the clothes the bride wore were 100 years old, but she still looked beautiful. Soon they were married, and then they rode off to the prince's land far, far away, and they lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you.